Coach, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm making it just fine.
Oh, good.
So
Oh,
so tell us so tell us, uh, what do you feel like you got from that first weekend? I mean, some positives that came out, and maybe some things you learned that maybe you got to work on.
yeah, I actually feel like we took more lessons away than positives on the
Yeah,
weekend, which is good. I mean, you never know what you're gonna go through an opening weekend. And so I feel like we learned a lot of lessons, to be completely honest. So I don't feel like we played that well. And really across the board. I think that when you don't play that well and you still come out 3-2, I think you're happy with that. I would say this past weekend, when you look at our matchups with Washington, they were just better than us in the games. I don't think that they're necessarily better in when you really go player for player. And I don't know that they, will be throughout the season, but they definitely played better than us in opening weekend. So they deserve those 2 wins. But I think that we're going to be stronger for what we went through this weekend. I really feel that. So,
yeah.
that's the positive of it.
Were there more specifically? Were there one or two parts of the game that you feel like maybe were a little disappointed, and you feel like would have been better?
Well, we're definitely a better offensive team than we showed through the whole weekend, and we pitch it better than we really pitched it. More so against Washington, I thought we pitched fine. Besides that, so I think there's a lot out there still that we just haven't really caught our stride, and that's fine. But I expect us to look like a lot different team this weekend.
And I'll throw this last one, and I'll let somebody else go. As far as health goes, I know Malkin didn't play a couple. Was that by design, or is there something else going on? And what's Hoffman's status at this point?
Malcolm's healthy. So we just had some team stuff go on this weekend too that I won't talk about.
Sure.
Hoffman, we are expecting to play this weekend. Hit. I don't know that she'll see the defensive side. That's going to be a little bit longer for her to come along, but we do expect her bat to show up in the lineup at some point this weekend. We're really looking forward to that.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Alyssa?
Hey, Courtney, good to see you. One thing you talked about before the season was that this was a freshman group that was just very mature, didn't have to do much to get them ready. But now that they've got a couple games under their belt, do you feel like maybe this past experience in Mexico was maybe eye-opening for this freshman class on what collegiate softball is like?
Some of them, I think that Spencer Priggy was she played an exceptional shortstop in Mexico. And so I think that we saw that she's ready for that. And she's never played short before. She's always been a corner player. And so how she played short, it excited me for what the rest of the year is going to look like in her career. But it's interesting, anytime you take the field for the first time, you're always kind of wondering what it's going to look like. And we're really excited about the potential of this team, and we still really are. But the things that you learn through the first weekend is, okay, how are the freshmen going to handle, their first games in uniform? How are the returners going to handle, I don't know, coming back from a year like that was as exciting as it was. Our transfers are here, and although they're ingrained in our team, you're still wanting to show that you belong here. There's just so many things that are so beyond just playing the game. And I think that a lot of those things are what we're going to have to work through. So really, when it comes down to it, Spencer was really, I think, the only freshman that got in a ton this weekend. I was really, really pleased with her. But yeah, so that was a lot more of an answer than you asked for, but
no. Well, I also think you're 5 games into the season. You're not supposed to have everything figured out already. We're like throwing what's wrong? But are there any changes that you might be making this weekend to see if things maybe go a little bit differently?
There won't be a lot of changes. You're going to see Hoffman's bat as soon as the doctors and Andrew say go. You're going to see her bat. She's earned that. And no, I don't think you're not going to see a ton of lineup changes. You're going to see probably more so how we finished in Mexico with Hoffman's bat in there for a stretch here. you're going to see us probably mixing our pitchers a little bit more, getting Lauren Howe's going to get back in there. She had a rough outing against Washington. That's not at all who she is. So just getting them back out there and continuing to just help them get comfortable every time they take the field.
What do you like about this field this weekend? You know, you've got Wichita State and Longwood and Western Illinois and Illinois. So what do you like about these teams?
Well, it's challenging. We designed our schedule this way to challenge us. And so every weekend, we're going to be challenged and tested in new ways. And we wanted that. So, you know, you look at the field coming in this weekend and they had really good opening weekends. And so we know who we are and who we play, that we're going to get everyone's best game. And so we just have to find ways to either bring our best of what we have that day and figure out a way to win. And so I really like that we're getting right back out there and have a really tough challenge in front of us.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, did you have anything?
Yeah, I'll jump in, Courtney. Even though I'm sure you're facing a lot of live pitching leading into that first weekend, do you find maybe it takes really just one weekend of playing somebody else just to kind of get a little bit of the kinks out or the rust out before you kind of settle in?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know who watches these things. So you just have to be, you know, we faced some slower, spinny pitching that, in all honesty, that's like the one thing we probably didn't train nearly as much. You know, it's not what we face typically when you get into SEC lineup, and then you face Gabby Plain, who's an All-American. So those were our first 3 games. And so I think some of it too is just coming in. This team is so offensive and so dynamic. And when you, it doesn't go quite how you want it to right away, sometimes you have that like, oh crap moment. And I think we've stayed in that oh crap moment a little longer than I think I would have liked, obviously. But that's where I know we're going to be stronger coming out of that weekend. So we have to get back to the training piece and make sure we're, you know, putting the slow spinny. I see us getting that. Any team like us in the SEC, you throw a slow spinny at them, they're going to struggle a little bit. And so just putting that in our training and just more than anything, look forward.
I like that. Colby Hale has the SFP, the solving freaking problems. You have oh crap
I'm
moment.
not exactly sure that's what it is.
No, it may not be. The oh crap moment may not be that either. There could be another something else in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Paul, do you have any more?
Yeah, just was there one or two people who stuck out for you? I mean, obviously Danielle had a pretty good weekend. I mean, she had a good start, but who else had really good weekends? You felt like?
Yeah, Danielle swung it really well, consistently throughout the whole weekend. So she did a really great job for us. Taylor Ellsworth started looking like herself as the weekend went. She got more and more comfortable and got some really big hits for us. When Sam, you know, we put Sam in, and I thought she did a great job in those last couple games. And I thought Spencer played a really great shortstop, really great shortstop. So there were a ton of positives to take away. I thought Shanice threw well. I thought Mary looked good. I think there's definitely things that we took that we liked, and then have some things that we really hit hard this week to get ready for this weekend. But yeah, I thought Danielle and Taylor for sure, and Spencer defensively. Hannah McEwen made some great catches and left as well.
Yeah. The only other thing I'll finish here is, you know, the right field that we talked about with the DH, and then you throw Hoffman into the mix. Were you happy with everybody that got a shot out there? I mean, are we going to kind of more mix and match this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, until Casey can play defense, she, you know, her bat will be in the lineup. I thought that we have the ability when Lenny and Rylan are out there, Casey in that combination, we have that ability to use Callie and Sam with how we can work the lineup. So it actually gives us a lot of options defensively and offensively, which is really nice. So I was pleased.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions for
Let's
Coach
ask
Deifel?
one more.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Alyssa.
just one more, because you guys are opening up at Bogle Park. I just know that's exciting. So being back home and now being able to be back in your home field, I know that your team, you have to be excited about this weekend.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's a better atmosphere than Bogle. A packed Bogle is pretty exciting. So yeah, of course we're excited to be home. We love being home. We have an incredible stadium, an incredible fan base. We're excited for all the season tickets that we sold. So hopefully they come out and are excited to watch us as well. But yeah, it's nice to be home. And now we just hope the sunshine sticks around a little bit longer.
Yeah, Dan promises it's supposed to be warmer past Thursday.
Okay, good.
But hold him to it. But yeah, just to follow off of that, excited to just show off this team to this fan base. You have all of these people who have supported you, and it's grown, and season tickets, and you've got a brand new team to debut.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of new faces. And so I know that we have some very loyal fans that can't wait to come actually see them in person. And I think that, you know, we continue to grow our fan base, and we grow our fan base because our athletes are really fun to watch. They play exciting softball. They're incredibly athletic. They are powerful, and they have personalities that just grab you and like draw you in. And so yeah, I'm excited for them to see our new ones. I think they're going to fall in love with them really fast, as we have.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach Deifel.
Thank you. Yeah.